Let's see. Hello, hello. Oh, perfect. There we go. So, welcome back to another live stream. And yeah, this is going to be interesting. And we do French camouflages. Yeah, that's the free campaign or free bundle in the store if you have PS Plus showing above. On the screen, you get the touch button and a million credits. And coincidentally, that just pushed me over to 6.5 million global. So, we get started in the store as usual. Yes, the Azur Lane stuff is already out. 71,000 for everything. Republic, I guess, on sale for 20,000 rather than 25. So the new Azur Lane. But before we get to that, see if there's anything else unique. Nothing. Usually, yeah, there's always something here, but it's not worth picking up anyways. Look at my commander crates here. Yeah, I guess the only thing really is... Oh yeah, well, yeah, it's only a Azur Lane at the moment. And French Navy stuff. So here's... yeah, every camo that you can get for free. Strasbourg by itself, and then the camouflages. How much ship parts? 500 per from the looks of it. I mean, I guess the camouflages aren't so bad. They're neat. I'm pretty sure that's the same, pretty much same outline for every one of these. Gouden also gets it. And here's the pricing for all these, which is only for like the skins and I believe Strasbourg. That you can get out of these crates. Flandre as well. At least bring up the statistics of the drop rates. So, yeah, it's a 9% chance to drop any of the skins. Strasbourg is a 4%, Flandre is a 3% to drop out of these crates. Let's see, anything? No coupon. I guess the only other thing would be Azur lane to go through. Camouflages as usual. The only skin is Massachusetts this time around. And all the commanders have a 10% drop rate as well. I think we get a free crate as a mission, so we'll get into that in a little bit, but first, for the commanders, Z-24, German duty commander.
偵察情報が欲しい。一体どこに潜んでおる？忠実なる我が手下たちよ。悪くない采配だったぞ。
We had another gunboat commander for the Germans instead of another torp one. Let's see. Her base trait, Fiendish Rampage. Bonus to torpedo damage per torpedo hit, which is +1, and then the maximum, which if you hit 8 torpedoes, your damage goes up by another 8%. Or 8% total. Yeah, subsurface venture, home run, that's stock, but most people are probably gonna take a look at me now. Makes sense. Here's your unique skill, Boon of Crimson Darkness. Destroy torpedo damage while on a smoke screen. That goes up by percentages of 3, so 12% max, and torpedo launcher reload time is reduced by 6% max. I mean, I guess she'll be okay. But just have to... Am I echoing? Yeah. Has that done anything? Let's see. Okay, now I'm not echoing anymore. Hopefully. Okay, that sounds good. But anywho, I don't think, I mean, she'll be a fine DD, I guess. But I kind of wish we had a torp or gunboat rather than another torp boat, because let me check real quick. Because have the Blue Fioria, obviously. Then we have the regular German one. But then we have pretty much no other gunboats besides Eric Bay. So, plus and these ones are already pretty good. So, what now? Oh, okay. Just looking at that. Massachusetts. American Secondary Commander. Battleship Commander.
一度視界を遮りたい。煙幕の展開を頼める？敵の位置が知りたいな。偵察を頼める？
And so for her unique, or base trait, Big Mammy, get secondary battery shells that travel over 5 kilometers, deal extra damage. So it's pretty similar to New Jersey's, where if shells from her main battery travel over 10, it'll do a 5% increase in damage. And then what is this one? Chances of secondary battery shells causing fires. Okay, I mean that's neat. But probably just go with Porcupine anyways. And she does get the unique secondary interest from the Pan American line. So that's always good. And her unique 2,700 pounds of justice. Secondary battery reload time is reduced by 12%. And then battleship main battery damage while secondary enhanced secondary targeting is active goes up by plus 12%. So pretty much whenever you just activate it, you'll just get 12% damage boost for your main battery and get like, what, probably 2 salvos, really? Because you could just go with Brawler or not the one with Nuisance. I'd say she's like a niche commander. It's gonna work for like certain American ships. Because she does have marksmanship as well that you replace with properly meticulous, but I don't know. Have to see. Would have to build Massachusetts as a secondary battleship now to see how well it does. I think I'll have fun with that, hopefully. And she does get Master Mechanics, so if you don't want this skill, you can just go with this build with the Brawler, Porcupine, properly meticulous, Master Mechanic, and you get the 5 heals and also getting secondary interest on top of it. So, Vittorio Veneto, Italian battleship commander.
サディア帝国の意向を世に広めるのに皆様のご協力をお願いしますね。心配には及びません。今すぐ支援に向かいます。
Her base trait, the Eternal Flagship, secondary battery SAP shell damage goes up all the way to 4% when maxed, and for secondary battery dispersion is reduced by 5% maxed. So, pretty good, specifically for Italians. And she's secondary base, she's a brawler as well, same with Massachusetts. So you got the Porcupine, properly meticulous. You also got Master Mechanic in the 4th slot as well, with secondary interest. And her unique Banner of Splendor, battleship speed while smoke generator is active. It goes up to 20% max. Smokescreen deployment time is also increased by 20%, and your smoke generator charges, you get an additional one for your battleships. But I'd say, personally, I think she's probably the best now for Michelangelo. With just the better base trait and the... Because you could run her unique and get another smoke generator for Michelangelo, or you can go with Master Mechanic. And she has the secondary interest, so you can have 5 EST instead of just, what was it, just 3? So I think she's probably the best for Michelangelo as well. Now we have Tallinn, Russian cruiser commander.
支援をお願い。私が行くわ。煙幕が欲しいわ。頼める？
Her base trait, Memorial of Ice and Iron, bonus to cruiser main battery shell and shell dispersion and shell grouping that goes up per consumable use, so in a total of 7% for both shell grouping and dispersion, which is pretty unique, I guess. You would have to use a lot of consumables to increase that accuracy. And then you have the Bulwark of Rhyme, her unique skill in the 4th row. Bonus to consumable cooldown per main battery hit, minus 1%. Maximum cruiser consumable cooldown time reduction, minus 20%. And it doesn't seem like it goes down, so I think it's a permanent each time you hit a shell. Which is going to be interesting because you can have that with fully packed, and that reduces it in total, well, if you're near an ally, minus 45% cooldown time for your consumables. So it's going to be interesting because if you have Hoshino, you could add this base trait to the American BBs. Actually, no, you can't at all. What would this skill be even good for then? You would have to use another ship that had like a lot of consumables to use and spend. I guess that's also pretty niche. You would need like some sort of ship that has a lot of consumables, or even like planes just to dish out. Really? Just use fighter planes all the time to reduce it by 4%. And finally, Igia, German cruiser commander.
これは高くつくわよ。あら、何も見えないわね。適当に噛み砕いてみようかしら。
So her base trait, Abyssal Banquet, incoming damage for cruisers minus 4% max, and cruiser main battery shell grouping is increased by 3%. She gets, ingenious, fortified. You also get full speed ahead and porcupine. And then properly meticulous in the last slot with fixated. Punch through, fully packed, refill station. Her unique is in the third row. And it's Jotun's Jaws. Incoming projectile damage to your cruiser while secondary battery guns are aiming, firing, or reloading. Thank you, I don't care about Fleet Cup. Minus 6% max. Secondary battery shell damage for a 10-second per... Oh, that's a typo. They put the S with a space in between. Okay. But secondary battery shell damage for 10 seconds per main battery shot. So, I'm not... Per main battery shot. Would that work like, I guess, Colorado's skill? Or would you have to shoot all your guns to get the 10-second increase in damage? But anywho, it's plus 14% increase for your secondary battery shells to do damage within a 10-second time limit. So personally, I think this one is gonna be the best for Schroeder. Like, there's no doubt. It's just too good to be true. Not to mention, you can just add this with her base trait, because you'll have the other 8% right there, and then you can have another 14% in total to reduce the amount of damage coming to your ship. And you also get fully packed, so you get another charge to your EST, and then now you get a heal, which is always good for Schroeder, because usually surviving with 2 if you have Nonomi or Bismarck on. So I think A-Gear is going to be best for Schroeder now. And she's probably going to be the best for heavy cruisers in general, because ingenious, full speed ahead, you still also get punched through and fixated. So she's probably the best at all in all. Then here's Massachusetts Camouflage, the only one to get said camouflage rather than a ship. Then let's see here. Then here's the AO Tallinn. Actually, I'm gonna change my ports real quick. There we go. That'll be a much better showing off of the ship. So AL Tallinn, I'm gonna just read off the patch notes of what they did to Tallinn compared to regular one. This one's really nice. Oh, it has like a reactive camouflage, is that what you call it? That's nice. This one is pretty nice. Skin. But let's see here. So what they did with Talon, they gave her 8 charges for her repair party consumable. So you can have 8 heals. And you also get 2 main battery reload boosters. Not gonna lie, she seems like kind of fun. Then she has the standard radar if you want to switch out the 8 heals. But this is pretty much the gimmick of the ship. So you get the 8 heals, you get the main battery reload booster. However, your main battery reload time increases from 15 to 16.5, and your ship HP reduced from 36,000 to 33,000. And I'm pretty sure, yeah, it's the same armor. That's like, those are the only changes to this ship. So, now I'm kind of hoping to get it because it kind of looks funny to play 8 repair parties. As for Z24, also has the reflective little shark on the front. Oh, it goes all the way to the other side of the ship. It's pretty neat. They probably want to add it to all the old skins though, which sucks. Let me read off Z24's. So she gets a better sonar from 96 seconds to 100 seconds, which is Torpedo acquisition range increased from 3.1 to 3.5. Ship acquisition range increased from 4.4 to 5 kilometers. Torpedo range increased from 9.51 to 11 kilometers. Torpedo detectability rate reduced from 1.4 to 1.2. However, her damage for HE is reduced from 2,200 to 1,900, and main battery reload time increased from 6 seconds to 6.2. And this is based off the German destroyer Z23. All these stats. So she does get the better sonar, torpedoes, all for the cost of reload and damage for main battery, which I guess isn't that much, really. Yeah, 6.2 seconds. Vittorio Veneto. Looks pretty nice. There is the reflective. That's so little compared to the other ships so far. kind of wish, yeah, I kind of wish they added or matched the red with the Italian stripes on the front. But there's the reflective, it's only this part of the ship. So, but as for Veneto here, your main battery fire range is increased from 5.8 to 6.3. Your dispersion improved by 20% for secondary battery. You get a sonar. Yeah, let me check that. However, you have to replace the heel. You get 3 charges for a duration of 100 seconds. Let's see, 3.3 kilometer torpedo acquisition range, 4.7 for ship acquisition. Guess that's not so bad. Your exhaust smoke generator reload time is reduced from 150 to 125, and your smoke generator consumable duration increased from 45 to 50. However, your main battery reload time increases by 1, so it goes up to 32 seconds. And your ship HP reduced from 64,800 to 61,000. So you get the 4 heals, but I don't know, probably just stick with the 4 heals now. Makes much more sense. I mean, the sonar is neat, but I don't know how many people would give up 4 heals already for a sonar. And then AL Aguirre. See, now her reflective is pretty nice. So the changes for her compared to regular A-Gear, her secondary battery range increased from 6 to 7 kilometers. Secondary battery dispersion improved by 15%. Secondary battery damage increased from 1,500 to 1,600. Your rotor shift time reduced from 14 to 11 seconds. Torpedo damage increased from 13,700 to 14,667. Main battery range reduced from 16.2 to 15. And your accuracy for your main battery is reduced to 7.3. Or by 7.3% from 2.05 to 1.9 sigma. So yeah, there it is, 1.9. But that's all the changes, really. There's nothing else. There's the 11-second rotor shift. No armor changes, so yeah. And here's the pricing for the Azur lane. 10,000 for 10, 18,000 for 20 crates, or if you want to get all of them in one go, 71,000 doubloons for all of it. I think that's about does it. Let me look. Yeah, we have this for the French stuff. Do we get anything, or is it just winter crates? Okay, it's just winter crates that we get every few days. But at the end of the first week, insignia, we get the Republique Française. For the second week, and we get a French battleship crate for the third week. And Marianne, she gives you 30% global XP increase if you hit 45 main battery shells in a game. So, moving on, we have the next marathon. Get the Kremlin. Wait, why did it? Oh. Okay, here we go. I do like this background with all the ships having the fog lights on. See a little bit of an island behind us. It's pretty nice. But let's see here, the rewards. We get 3 champion boxes, an insignia, 2 accommodations, 36 paint, and 10 global. I guess they didn't want to give us 6 champion boxes, because there would have been something here, like what they did with the Christmas crates for the Lugdunum. So I guess like less rewards this time for Kremlin. Let's view the ship. So let's see here. So we get 3 DCPs for Kremlin. Not really looking that good, huh? We get 2 repair parties that heal for 512 HP per second, a duration of 28, reload time of 80, and you get 2 of them base, and you get enhanced secondary targeting for the second slot. Okay, yeah. That's what I predicted when they said, oh, we'll give her a lot of health, and then it's only 102,000 like every other ship that has a lot of health, like the Aki, the Grocer. So survivability, she gets 102,500 hit points, 28% torpedo damage reduction, 40% fire resistance. She has 9 457mm guns, or 18-inch, technically. Main battery firing range of 17.4, reload time of 33 seconds, battery traverse time of 30. She has a 1.8 Sigma. Her HE shell damage is 6,500. The muzzle velocity of 800 meters. Fire setting chance of 45% with a armor pen of 76mm. Her AP shell is max damage 14,500. Same velocity. And at max range, you have 565mm of armor penetration. see here, her secondaries. 8x2s, 130 millimeters, firing range of 5, reload time of 4. You have 1,800 AG shell damage, a velocity of 950 meters, 8% fire chance, and armor penetration of 22 millimeter. She has pretty... Okay, the A. So at 3.5 kilometers, you have average damage of 297. At 3.1, it's 203, and at 5.7, which is 147 damage per second. Her maneuverability, 29.5 knot, max speed, turning circle radius of 1,090. Oof. Gonna be taking a long time to turn at certain ranges. Rotor shift time of 16.3 seconds. Concealment 16.1 by sea. I think that's the highest we've ever had, right? Because usually it's like 15.8 or something. But anywho, range by air is 12.9. Firing guns and smoke is 16 kilometers. Here's the armor, holy. So she does get icebreaker. 32 millimeters up top. What is that? Okay, for the icebreaker, it's 60 for the first half, and then 150 for the second half. I think, yeah, that kind of applies for the back as well, but the 32 millimeter for the back covers it. Oh no, it's 150 for the armor belt on the back, and 300 millimeters for that red speck right there. But it is 32 millimeters for the deck as well, for the aft. .38 millimeter torpedo protection. The armor belt of 410. Jeez. I mean, I guess if you hit her in certain places on the superstructure, you can do some damage. Especially with that little purple dash right there. 500 millimeter? See, the armor belt for the side is 150. The deck is 60. Then she does have a large citadel. So I guess her armor is pretty good when you're angled, but if you're not, then you're just very weak. Because look at that citadel. But I wonder how much angle you can give before you can get citadeled. Because her armor is pretty tough. But I feel like it's going to be somehow very weak at the same time. Well, let's see here. She gets the tough, ironclad, big guns. And for her overview, Kremlin. The development of the new Project 24 commenced in 1941. The project's requirements included dual-purpose artillery instead of secondary guns, enhanced torpedo protection, that's enhanced, and reinforced protection of the ship's fore and aft ends. The ship's designation was to destroy surface ships of all types in the open sea and near coastal areas. In 1950, Variant 12 of the project was approved. However, the country lacked a shipyard to construct a 70,000-ton displacement ship. 70,000? The state authorities had also lost interest in the large surface ships by that time. Year design 1949. Now, who could have seen Russia not producing a ship like this? 70,000 tons? Are you kidding me? I wonder if that includes the ammo or not. But that is the Kremlin. Let's see here. I guess for a quick side, here's the Gouden Leeuw. She is now out. You also get Johan Firstner in the first slot. Not to level up that commander, do I? Ooh, that helps. So I guess if you have Desert Falcon or Yahagi for the first slot, you'll be fine. Let's see here. Second, Mueller, Kurita, Firstner, and this premium ship Graf Spee. Lutyens, Yamamoto, Swirsky. And then if you have Orkin Winter or Orkin, you'll get 8 things of Bureau Project per second. And then Andracht. There. Dorman, Ijuin, Bay for the commanders here. Oland for the premium ship. Mueller, Tanaka, Erickson, Munchin, which unfortunately I don't have her, so that's the premium ship. And then you get to Harlem, a trial. Firstner, Kurita, Lutyens, Prinz Eugen, Dorman, Mikawa, Swirsky, Osterjoland Winter, and D7 Provincian. Pretty sure this is... Okay, yeah, this is where we get to legendary tier carriers. And then after that, Johan de Witt, solo base research. And then Firstner, Yamamoto, von Spee. Friesland for the premium. Then, what is it? Legendary tier cruiser, daily trials. Von Mueller, Tanaka, Erickson. Udachi. Why Udachi? Sometimes it doesn't make sense. Legendary tier battleships. And that's it. I don't know why they have Udachi here rather than something else, but alright. Well, that is the Gouden Leeuw stuff. I'm forgetting. Overview of the project. Which is, not that bad. Oh, that's how you get the French. This is also the new French DD commander for gunboats specifically, or the Kleber line with the Fantasque and whatnot. But I wonder, just for curiosity, can I open a crate and get them out of it? No. So that's a little bit of annoying. So you pretty much have to get them through this, by the way. Only playing French, and yeah. And here's the Azur lane free crates. Win 3 battles, destroy 6 ships, set or cause floodings 30 times, and do 700,000 damage. Okay, there's the fleet work stuff. Then we also get ship parts weekly as well, so. Oh, we get a French battleship crate right there. Well, let's see here. What is the Somme about? Pretty much this looks like every standard British DD. Not that. Before that, DCP, 5-second duration, reload time of 40. Got the smoke generators, 6 of them. Duration of 10, dispersion time of 40, reload time of 60. 2 sonars. Torpedo detection range 2.8 kilometers, ship detection range 3.2. Same 300 or 3-minute reload and duration, and you get 2. Now here's the infinite torpedoes. So it takes 10 seconds to reload torpedoes when using this. And the reload time in total is 2 minutes and 20 seconds. Which supposedly they said in the patch notes that it's if you reduce the torpedo reload time of Somme, that the torpedo reload booster matches that. So I kind of wonder how true that is. But obviously I'm not going to buy the ship outright. That'd be insane. Repair party, HP per second, 200, duration of 10, reload time of 80, and you get 2. Survivability, 20,100. Her main battery firing, or she gets 6 113mm guns. Her main battery firing range is 10.9, a reload time of 4, turret traverse time of 9. Her max HE shell damage is 1,700. Ooh, that's pretty low. I'm pretty sure decently low, however. Muzzle velocity of 746 meters. 8% firing chance with a 19mm armor pen. Your AP shells is 2100 with the same muzzle velocity. I believe, yeah, guaranteed ricochet angle increases to 67.5 degrees. So it does get the little bit better increased armor penetration or ricochet angles. And it has a 0.01 second fuse timer, which is, well, I don't know if every ship has like a standard 0.33 seconds. Yeah, she does get better AP. Torpedo range of 12 kilometers. Torpedo speed of 60 knots. She also gets 10 in total. Reload time of 140. Your simulated damage or max damage is 10,077. Your torpedo range detect by sea is 1.2. And arming distance is 191 meters. AA, let's see, most of it's at 3.5. 107. So you get 134 damage per second at 3.5, and at 5 kilometers, it's 66 damage per second. Maneuverability, 34 knots. Turning circle radius of 610 meters. Rudder shift time of 4.2. Your concealment is 6.9 kilometers. Range by air is 3.5, and firing guns and smoke is 2.4. Wow, look at that armor. So she gets the hidden, repeater, sequential. Somme. The battle class destroyers featuring enhanced AA defenses were designed drawing on lessons learned from wartime and ordered by the Admiralty in 1942 and 1943. The ships ordered in 1943 differed from their earlier counterparts by having more powerful main battery artillery, and among them was destroyer HMS Somme, named after one of the biggest battles of World War I. However, she was never commissioned and remained unclaimed due to the end of hostilities in 1945. She was eventually demolished on her stocks. Year design, 1943. That is the Somme. Can we see the... No, we can't. But, yeah, the Suwo, the Japanese battleship line, is officially completed. Or you can purchase them all now. And then, well, British ships will probably be best for this. So, we got also new modifications. Specifically for the British, we get this one called Supercharges in the second slot. Your main battery range increases, your AP shells and bomb damage or penetration multiplier increases by 10. However, your shell grouping is reduced by 5% for your main battery. And in the third modification slot, you also have this for every ship. Chromium plated barrels. Your main battery dispersion is reduced by 5%, which could be more useful on other ships than the others, so Or if you just want literally a full accuracy build, then you can just go with that, I guess. You would have to give up the concealment, however, so. But, am I missing anything else? I don't think I am. So, I think that about does it of going through all this. The Azur lane stuff I'm happy with. Getting a new French DD commander, pretty nice. But you know, I have to go through all this. A little bit annoying. So. But I think that's about does it. So I'm gonna end the stream here and, well, build the Azur lane characters and whatnot. And I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.